Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemanly ladies and ladies who are a bit gentlemanly in the manly with the ladies in him. Netizens, world citizens, smart guys, white guys, wise guys, other guys, no guys, female guys, guys femmes, femme guys, LGBTQ, my family. Welcome to Coffee with Dragon, aka Hana, sometimes Adrian. World citizen, have a cup of coffee. Today's discussion will be most people's favorite topic. Maybe not most, maybe some, maybe fewer than most, but more than some. Right? Cheers. I'm trying a new coffee. Today it's a Portuguese coffee, and we check the items, where they're from, the back labels, the contents, and calories. And not that we count calories, but we check out of curiosity and what have you. And so we're checking, of course, coffees. We're a drinker of coffee, where the coffee comes from, all the information on the back of the product, of course, which is there. And so this one, because it was a lot in Portuguese and some of it in English, but we figured out that it was from Portugal, but it came via Brazil. So it came to us in North American coffee drinkers via Brazil, but of Portuguese origin. And of course the coffee beans, I'm guessing that, not that Portugal is known for growing a lot of coffee, but probably from Western Africa originally. We find it a little plus more good, 6.6 to out of a 10, but we drink a lot of different coffee, and our taste of coffee, of course, it's probably not the same as yours or what have you. As a little bit on the darker side, but not too dark, with a heart, kind of like a nutty not of the psychological kind, but of the nut family and variety, like nuts, aftertaste, depending how dark, of course, you make it. And myself like it darker, and it's rare that, but occasionally do put a little bit of milk in it, sugar occasionally, but most of the times a little bit of honey, organic if possible, and if, of course, budget and finances allows it. As at the present moment, finances are a bit tighter, on the tight side. Nonetheless, I'm not promoting any coffee drinking here, but my own taste, so try different varieties of coffees, so will not spell out whatever name brand it is. Ask me via messaging private, and we'll more than happy to tell you what specific, where from, where did I buy it, where did I get it, how I make it, and all that, if of course times and thing allows it. Cook. Here today to talk about food, cooking. Do you cook? How often do you cook? What do you cook? What do you buy to cook? Millennials, my millennial LGBT family. Millennials, we're notorious for not cooking. Me, myself, personally, born in 1984, according to some folk. Because, of course, different cultures and different peoples, all mankind, of course, all one beautiful multicolored rainbow human race, human family, of course. But nonetheless, some people differ on what year we are in. And that makes me think of a Matrix line. A Matrix in the movie says, we don't really know. At one point, Morpheus believe that he states at one point that they don't really know what year he was. They speculate he was around 2199 or something like that. So it's interesting that different cultures have different years. So born in 1984 according to some, or the era. The common era, of course, in the Western world. But if you look in Judaism, myself being part Jewish, it's 5778 Judaic year, which is, of course, the Jewish year starts, the first year one, according to Jewish tradition and Judaism, a normative rabbinic. Judaism is a creation of man, creation of Adam Kadmon, the story in Genesis. So that's how the Jewish tradition rates it. And of course, the common era is the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, another Jewish boy who let his hair down like me. Not a Jewish boy who let his hair down like me. Not a Jewish boy who let his hair down like me. The Jewish boy who let his hair down like me. The Jewish boy who let his hair down like me. The Jewish boy who let his hair down like me. Anyways, digressing here a little bit. Back to the topic of food and what year we're in. Yes, and of course the Islamic calendar is according to the, I think, revelation of Gabriel, who gave, according to their Islamic tradition, who gave Muhammad the Quran, and of course other years such as the Ptolemaic year, which was established by, who's a Thelemite, if you're a Thelemite like me, believes in the revelations of the great prophet, the beast, Aleister Crowley. His spiritual great Kabbalistic revelations is that there was a new era began in 1904 in the Common Era. And so that being stated, back to the topic at hand, food. Cook. Who's cooking? You cooking? We cooking? We cooking? Do like to cook personally. Do not have a dietary restrictions. However, I'm trying to watch it because I'm up and down on my health, and of course have launched an initiative in order to combat obesity, my own, and weight problems and other issues. And it's called the World Citizens Gym. You can check it out in the link and work out with us on a regular basis, minimum of 3 times a week. No exact schedule when the live stream commences on Facebook, but we live stream our workouts and such. Improvised, of course, in my own system called the General Integrated Workout, which is a system that we imagined and designed and that we are currently doing. Like personally to do a lot of cooking, experimental cooking sometimes, often and more often and a lot. Do like and love, perhaps because I'm becoming quite adept and good at it, is the slow cooking. Slow cooker, like to put beef, juicy beef, pork and all that, or some juicy meat, or even vegetarian, and mix it with spices and with different condiments. To leave it overnight or a few hours, start early in the afternoon, or depending on how and what, and of course depending on the budget. Do like to slow cook. My own designed, improvised, from, inspired, and of course appropriated from my brothers and sisters wherever they reside. And if one thing brings us in common is food, that's for sure. I love Chinese food a lot. I'm not picky with food, try different foods. I'm not on really anything. Perhaps only with, if you're gonna offer me a dog, I might call in sick and say, brother, I can't make it to dinner tonight. I just can't make it. I'm very sick. I'm very ill. I've been there 3 days, so I might decline the offer in that case. But in other cases, probably be an eager beaver to cannibalize, eat, devour, in a very spiritual manner, of course, because for me also eating is nourishing the body, but it's also a spiritual. Not only exercise is not the right word, but it's a spiritual thing. First, of course, do my own blessing and my own recital over the food, to be conscious, the consciousness that of the goodness of the food, that it nourishes us, it permits us to do other activities, to help a friend out, to work out, of course, to work, to go to work, to write poetry, such as myself, if, allows me to write beautiful poetry, maybe, for somebody to love and enjoy it, and X and Y and Z things. And one thing that I've meditated upon and that I'm sharing with the world is as a person who's of a very spiritual nature and practice meditation and different rituals, and of course meditation, that since it's spiritual truth here, 2018 according to some, a new revelation from yours truly, citizen of the world, dragon, myself, Rabbi Hani, brother, who is sister Hannah, also known as Adrian. We human beings cannot make of our own will the food source to sustain to do our will, and to love and to eat and to cook and to work and to build and to construct and to everything that we've done under the sun on this planet Earth. Some things not so good, some things very good, some things in between. Without an exterior force outside of us, we cannot grow our own food. We do not have sustenance, we do not have food. Meaning that we are dependent on an external force, whether we call that God or the great goddess, Mother Nature. Even for an atheist, you would have to say from the ground, from an external force. So even atheists would agree to this proclamation that we have made just now. You cannot disagree. How make me food? Okay, it's fine. We can agree. Science, yes, I'm for science 100%. I'm also a spiritual person. Believe that we're divines. Am I divine? We can go into the whole discussion. God, goddess, and all that. However, food, nourishment, we are dependent on an external force more powerful than us, whether the sun, earth, oceans, Mother Earth, and so on and so forth. Coffee with Dragon, love and blessings, healing, recovering, and